Hi, welcome to On Blast. I'm Justin.
And I'm Jamie.
So we just started recording some podcasts, and unfortunately, Jamie has a shitty computer and it stopped working.
Okay, don't talk about it like that. Don't talk about it like that. I knew you were going to say some shit. I knew you were going to talk some shit right now.
So I have a nicer computer, so next time I come over, we're going to bring it.
So, Justin just bought a nice computer, and that means that my shit-ass computer is not worthy enough. But you know what? We keep talking shit about this computer, and she's going to show us. She's going to show us about an update.
And she's going to fucking shut down again. But anyways.
Right.
So before that happened, we were talking about our job, so we're just going to recap.
Yep.
So
basically, fuck Jamie, True Green.
Yeah, True Green. Fuck True Green. So I had just stopped. I just got fired from a place called True Green. They do lawn care. They put down the treatments for like the fertilizer and the weed control. And fuck them. Because the corporate office decided to fire me. It wasn't like a local thing. It wasn't the local office's fault. It wasn't my actual boss's fault. So what had happened was, so when I got trained at this place, my training was only 1 week long. They had me training during April, which is like literally the busiest month in this company at all. And basically my boss was so fucking busy he couldn't train me. So I sat there in his office for essentially like 2 days just watching what he was doing. And then the last few days I went outside and knocked doors and tried to sell things. And I've never sold anything in my fucking life except for a box of Girl Scout cookies. So I didn't fucking know what I was doing. So my first week of April I did okay. Like I did fine. Like I didn't really make quota or anything, but I did okay for not knowing what the fuck I was doing. And then my first week in May comes after April, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So my first week of May,
I actually had to think about it for a second. I was like, wait a second,
so my first week of May, I only made one sale, and you're supposed to make like 12 sales in a week. And so my boss went and talked to me and was like, hey, like, the fuck's going on? Let's do things to make you do better or whatever. Right. And we had like a 30-minute conversation about like bringing my sales up. And then later that day, he gets a call from corporate to say that they have to fire me, even though he literally just like, had me sign a paper being like, hey, if you don't do better within a week, you're getting fired. Yeah. And then later that day, I got fucking fired. And he was pissed off about it, and I was pissed off about it. So fuck True Green. Just the corporate shit, not the actual company itself. And we were also talking about how Jamie kind of typically works like mom and pop jobs, and I typically work corporate jobs. So out of all the jobs I've worked, we're going to go off the fuck you list. Yeah. So fuck Walmart. Fucking hate Walmart. I worked there. I started working there during like November to like, or October or November for the like, what's it called, Black Friday. And I quit before Black Friday even came because I fucking hated it so much. So fuck Walmart. Fuck VXI for Comcast. I did tech support for Comcast. Fuck them. They were terrible. Right. Who else did I... Oh, Northeast. Yeah, fuck Northeast. I didn't hate them that much, but, might as well fuck them anyways. Right. Might as well. I worked for Care For Me, but I got fired. That was my own fault that I got fired. I knew that shit was coming when it came. I was like, yeah, I'm not surprised. I would have fired my ass, too. Right.
If you would have fired me, I would have left. So, yeah.
And then Jamie and I worked a job together. I actually have no ill will towards that company. I mean, they're not the best company ever. Yeah. But I'm not going to say fuck them because I don't know. I'm not that upset with them.
Right. There wasn't a lot even going on to really say fuck you too. To be honest.
Honestly, yeah.
It wasn't, but.
And then fuck True Green.
Yeah.
I feel like I worked another job, but like, I don't remember.
Me neither. The funny part is we were talking about how much we fucking hate jobs, and literally the minute that I said I fucking hate Spectrum, my computer crashed. And I just want to point out that my internet provider is Spectrum, so
yay!
Don't make us crash again. I'm just kidding. I don't think that has anything to do with it.
No, but it was just a joke.
Yeah, I mean, I've had a lot of jobs. I I worked at Burger King. I worked at a place called Copeland Oaks in Sebring, which is lovely racist old people. I just love it.
We live in Ohio,
Yeah.
and Ohio is kind of one of those places where, like, you don't know what you're getting when you walk into a new town. You could go to a super progressive town where they're like, ooh, yay, pride parades and shit like that. And then you could go to another part in town, and it's like, if you walk any other way except for straight, we're gonna shoot you type places. So it's like, it's not bad in Ohio, but parts of Ohio are really bad.
It's just Ohio is a perfect state to represent really America.
Yeah.
Really.
Some people are the best and some people are the worst.
Yep. Exactly. Exactly. I mean, but I know that, we're young and we all need to start somewhere, and I'm still fucking young, and I still feel like I'm starting somewhere. One day I can't use it as an excuse anymore, but I'm going to use it as a fucking excuse as long as I can right now.
Yeah, we're young. We don't have to make big kid decisions.
Right. I know. Speaking of being young and being big decisions, in less than 20 days, I turn the big 21. And
are you getting wasted?
No. I'm going to be DD.
Are you going to be chocolate wasted because you're black?
Probably.
Like from movie Grown Ups?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, she wasn't black. You just added that part. But that's okay, because I was for it. Oh my gosh. Speaking of chocolate, so my mom the other day, she thinks that I don't know lingo. Like, she just says shit. She's like, Jamie. Like, LOL. I'm like, stop fucking talking. Like, we
that
constantly...
is so cringe.
Cringe is our relationship. We're, like, literally talking, and she's like, something about how, she's like, oh, I just want chocolate dick. And I'm just like, chocolate dick? And she was like, yeah, black eyes. I'm like, I'm not stupid, Mom. You created me, and I'm mixed, so I know there was some black involved. It just, I'm hungry. I'm thinking about actual chocolate, So it's so funny. Our relationship is changing. Life's changing. Jobs are changing. I currently work at a pretty good job. I think the problem is I have to get my shit together. I recently had some car issues, and I have to make a decision as far as moving out. So now I have a car, I need to move out, and if somebody decides to run over my ass, the only thing I have going for me is life insurance. Or no, health insurance. I don't even have life insurance.
You want to know something really funny that I just thought about? So, like, you know how, like, rich YouTubers will be, like, try to be relatable and be like, oh, like, I struggle with stuff and I mean, not to say that they don't. I'm not downplaying people's problems. But, like, but they're, like, trying to be relatable and be like, oh, when I was, poor before YouTube, I, was, poor or whatever.
Right.
And you're like, yeah. But I'm like, damn. We're so relatable, though.
Yeah.
Because we're currently poor and we're trying to do something with our lives, but we don't fucking know what. So YouTube's cool, right?
I mean, another thing that's just kind of crazy is you get into this point where you get more appreciative of what you have, but then you start getting pissed off even more of the things that you don't have.
Honestly, as long as, like, my amenities are met, I will live, but doesn't mean I'll live happily. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, if I have food, a bed, and some good sex, I'm good.
Well,
I only have 2 or 3 of those things, so I'm not going to tell you which ones I have, so.
I've got food and a good bed. I know that. I have a feeling that you and I are the same. God.
No, but, what was I going to say? I was going to say something, but I forgot. Before you went off the tangent for your mom.
I know. Gosh, if I had $1 for every time I went on a tangent for my mom, I wouldn't have to work.
Damn. Relatable. No, I go on tangents about my mom all the time, too. But that's because my mom is part of a cult. I grew up Mormon. My mom's still Mormon. I wish she wasn't, but
Right.
But
You had that awkward face like, the flashbacks are coming of the church.
Honestly, true story, bro. You know, some shit that went down that church is fucking weird. There's some weird shit about Mormons that people don't realize. Like,
Right.
It's some weird ass shit.
Sorry for that long pause. We're just thinking about our shitty ass lives.
Yeah, trying to be relatable. Also, we're like hella tired because it is 6:54 a.m.
Yep.
And
The big 7:00.
we haven't slept yet.
minutes.
Well, actually, okay, to be completely honest, I'm only a little bit tired because I did not wake up until like
6 p.m.
6 p.m. Yeah.
Yeah.
But okay, I didn't go to bed until like 8 a.m. the night before. So, I mean, technically,
I literally called this bitch at like 4:50 something and didn't get an answer, and I was like, oh, he must be busy. Then he calls me at like pretty close to 7 o'clock, and you were like, hey. I was like, hi. And you were like, okay, we just woke up. I was just like, what the fuck? What a life. Oh my god.
no, I didn't even tell you that we just woke up because I was too ashamed of myself.
I already knew you just woke up.
I was like, we're gonna be on our way. We just gotta get dressed. And you're like, okay.
Yeah, I knew exactly what that meant.
Like, I just woke up and I got my ass out of bed. But you know.
Same shit. I was literally in bed, and I was gonna get up and like do the dishes, put on some music, start on the dinner so that it'd be done by the time you guys got there. I said, just text me when you're on your way. Look, like, that's when I'll start on things. I didn't even do the dishes. I just ended up just cleaning up the area for me to cook.
Bitch, I'm used to it. It's fine.
Yeah.
Jamie's messy. But so am I. Our apartment's disgusting. Let's not talk about it.
Right. I'm like disorganized messy.
Yeah.
Like,
Literally. So you
I'll
want
just
to
like vacuum underneath the files. Like,
So you want to know something like really pathetic?
huh?
So my wife and I will like eat in our bedroom a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And so I decided to, well, I didn't decide to. My wife told me to pick up the trash and the stack up the dishes so she could go wash them because I don't do dishes because I'm not about that life. But anyways, so I gathered all the trash, filled like a whole entire trash bag full of trash in our room. Really disgusting. I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm telling you guys this. But, and then...
Intervention.
And then I stacked up all the dishes. And when I stacked them all up, it was like almost all of our dishes. Like, except for like our cooking dishes. We had like all of our plates except for maybe 3 plates up there. A shit ton of silverware, several bowls. I'm like, we need to get our life together. Because like,
Yeah.
it's only been a
Same.
week or 2. It's been a week since I lost my job, and our house has already gone to shit. Because while I was working, like, our house looked fine because I was never home to ruin it. But now that I'm not working, it's disgusting and gross. Speaking of disgusting and gross, so I got hella wasted the other day.
That is disgusting. That is gross.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say, because you were talking about how you were gonna be DD and you weren't gonna drink.
Oh,
that's
and
why I want.
you got trashed. That's what you were going to talk about.
Yeah, I was gonna talk about me getting trashed.
Okay.
So my wife and I went out to hang out with a friend, and this is after I got fired, so we didn't have any money.
So you said, fuck it. I already got the narrative.
So she was like, "No, I'll pay for you." And I was like, "Bitch, if I'm not paying for anything, yeah, sure, I'll come."
Free
Like,
alcohol.
well, like, I wasn't, like, going there with the idea to get fucking hammered.
Right.
But this is what happened, okay?
Yeah.
So, I order... She tells me that they have, like, these really big margaritas that are only $5. And, like, when I say really big, there are probably maybe... I'd say only, like, 6.5 inches tall. And probably about... wider than a slow pitch softball. So a pretty big fucking cup.
This is basically what a margarita size should look like when you get a margarita. Like an actual margarita style cup.
No, it wasn't a margarita style cup. It was like a plastic cup. Like just like a giant ass plastic cup. It was huge. There was no pretty stem.
There was no shape to it?
No, there was no pretty stem.
that's
It was
weird.
just like a throwaway glass. Because it was a dive bar, so there was no fancy glasses.
Right.
But, so this big ass fucking margarita. I drank one, and like I wasn't drunk.
A one, a two.
Shut up! I'm getting there. So I drank one, and I wasn't like drunk or anything. And she was like, "Oh, get another one." I was like, "Okay, you mean you're paying for it?" Like I love margaritas. I'm a little bit of a bitch like that. They're one of the reason why I love margaritas because they have a high alcohol content, but they taste really fucking good.
Margaritas do taste good.
Yeah.
The ones that we had at Luna's birthday party were pretty good.
Yeah, they were popping.
Yeah.
Anyways, and so I was like, okay, I'll get another one. And so after that other one, I was drunk because they're so fucking huge. And
you didn't even get to the tipsy. You were like, okay, fucked up. Like,
honestly, that's legit. That's life.
Yeah.
And then so like her friend, not her boyfriend, but this guy that she was talking to we got there at like 7:00 or 8:00, and he was supposed to meet us there. And I told him, because he's like perpetually late to everything, I told her that if he wasn't there by 10:30, I'm gonna try to get her laid, because she hasn't been laid in forever and she needed help. And she told me to shut up, and she said, "Here, have another drink. That'll shut you up."
And
little did she know,
it made it
worse. Yeah, significantly worse. So there is they had a band, and the I think it was like the bass guitarist from the band was kind of cute. And so I was like, he was done performing, and like the next band was getting ready to come on. I was like, "Hey," he was like, "What?" I was like, "You think she's pretty?" And he was like, "No, man, I'm married." I was like, "Okay."
Honestly, that sounded more like a statement than a question. You think she's pretty? Like, go ahead.
And I was trying like all night long until this dumbass finally fucking showed up at like almost midnight. Okay, it was like almost.
You were fucked at that point.
Yeah, I was drunk as shit. So, the guy that she was talking to and her ex-boyfriend, I'm not gonna say their names because I don't want to be a dick. But their names are similar in speech, I guess. They don't like rhyme or anything, but they sound similar.
They're regular white boy names.
Yeah, they're very regular white boy names, and they sound very similar.
Right.
I kept calling her, guy that she was talking to, her ex-boyfriend's name while I didn't do it to his face. When he was there,
You don't remember if you did it.
No, I swear I did it. I don't even think I said his name the entire time he was there. But I was just talking to him and telling him I was trying to get her, her laid.
Yeah.
And I made it a what's the word I'm looking for? Not a fool out of myself. An ass out of myself. But yeah, that was fun. And then I got home and got sick. So that was the disgusting part. I was so sick afterwards. I don't think I've ever consumed that much. Like, I mean, margaritas aren't hard alcohol, but they're kind of hard alcohol when you really think about it.
Depends on who's making it, you know.
Because like tequila is like hard alcohol, like hard liquor. But like, then when you put like the stuff in it, it makes it not a hard liquor anymore. It's considered a cocktail. But like, it's just fucking lemon juice. It's still fucking hard liquor in my opinion. So yeah,
If you're having 3 big cups of it, yeah.
Yeah, I was fucking fucked up. So I keep telling myself every time I get fucked up like that, I'm like, "Oh, I'm never drinking again. That was terrible."
And then you do it again.
And then I fucking forget about it and do it again. I forget how terrible. Like, okay, I haven't gotten like vomity sick like that in a very, very long time though. But
yeah.
it was bad. And then we went to TGI Fridays and I accidentally spilled my water all over her.
This was after you had the 3 margaritas?
Yes.
You sicko.
What?
That's crazy. You're like, I was fucking turned after 3. So then we went to TGI Fridays. I was like, that doesn't make any sense.
Well, no, because Luna wanted food. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And so we went to TGI Fridays and got endless apps. And then I accidentally spilled my water on her. And then the guy came and cleaned it. But honestly, like, this man to clean up the water literally like appeared out of nowhere.
He was like waiting for the moment. Right now, go.
No. Like I don't remember him coming up to start wiping off the table. Like, I spilt the water. I'm trying to clean it up, and next thing I know, like there's a random guy cleaning up the water at the table, and I'm just sitting there like,
Who
are you? Where did you come from? Like, I just...
That's exactly why you probably should have went to TGI Fridays.
I was, like, leaning back in the booth, and, like, this guy's... Like, I guess I blacked out or something, and this guy's just there. I'm like, who is this? And then our food came, and I ate some of my food, and then I had to go to the bathroom, and I went to the bathroom. And then when I came back...
I was like, I thought you were going to go into detail about the bathroom. I was like, oh,
no. No, I'm not going to... No, I didn't get sick or anything. I just had to pee. But, and then when I came back, they were already paying for the food. And I was like, wait, we're leaving already? I was so drunk. I guess we were there for, like, almost an hour. I had no
Time
fucking
flies by when
idea.
you're having fun.
I had no idea. I was like, we just got here. Like, what
Yeah.
are we doing? And then we went home. And then my wife... So I was laying in bed. I was laying in bed, and my wife had been actually being kind of mean to me that night because she was annoyed that I was drunk. But my wife was yelled at my cat for doing something stupid or something. I don't know what my cat was doing.
Something cat stew.
Yeah, probably scratching something. And so she yells at my cat, and then I start crying because she yelled, and like I'm like bawling my eyes out, and I have no idea why I started crying. And then she starts crying because she feels bad because she's been kind of mean, and like we're just sitting there sobbing.
Oh my god.
And then like I finally have to get up and blow my nose and then vomit and I vomited, and that's when that started. It was a rough night, but you know, don't get drunk, kids.
Right.
It's bad for you. Be like Jamie, be a DD.
Yeah. Be DD. Always volunteer to be DD, because you know what? Nothing is better than being sober and getting fucked. You know what I mean?
Well, honestly, I don't know. I don't really like getting drunk anymore. I think like that's... I haven't got that drunk in a really
Nobody
long time.
likes it. Nobody actually really enjoys it. There's always a reason to why they do it, though. But nobody actually really enjoys it.
I feel like you forget the bad part. You just remember the fun parts of being drunk. And then you forget all the bad shit after a while. Until you do it again and you're like, God damn it, I forgot!
Right.
It's like how when like women like give birth, they just forget about all the pain and all they remember is like their beautiful child. And then they do it again and they're like, the fuck was I thinking?
Yeah. The hangover is the beautiful child. Yeah. No, I mean, it's kind of cool, though. You know, I guess this whole thing that we're talking about is just the fact of growing up and dealing with more responsibility, because that's fun.
I don't like responsibility.
Yeah, I just want to be a kid again.
I don't, because I had a
Right.
terrible childhood. My entire childhood was like the worst. I mean, I'm not gonna say the worst, but it's on the list of like the worst kind of childhood you could possibly have.
I understand.
So I don't wish I was a kid again. I just wish that I was like somebody else's kid again.
Yeah, I wish my mom could adopt you.
Yeah, honestly, if your mom like adopted me and like I did not have to deal with my parents. Well, not my mom. My mom fucked up, but she's different. But like my dad and stepmom, like if I didn't have to ever deal with them, which I don't actually have to ever deal with them again. But if I could be a kid again and I didn't have to deal with them, I think I'd be happy.
Yeah.
I would have been a happier kid if they weren't in my life, but...
Yeah, I feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just made myself sad. Good job, Justin.
Good job, Justin. And we just talked about how you don't like to drink. You're like, I need a margarita. Depression's kicking me, and I needed aid.
Yeah. But, I mean, honestly, I feel like I've been like the most like bummed out this past year.
Fuck yeah.
Like
Same.
it's been like bad. Like last year was bad, and this year is not getting any better. It's terrible.
It's so bad that my mom's literally like, "What is wrong with you?" I'm like, "I'm depressed." And she's like, "I don't believe in that." I'm like,
your mom is problematic then.
I mean, she didn't say it like that. It's more or less just the vibes. It's really hard. You know, no parent wants to see their kid depressed, and I think that it's kind of like one of those things where it's like they shield this concept of maybe, possibly.
I feel like also your mom comes from a different generation where like mental illness isn't is stigmatized. I feel like mental illness is becoming less and less stigmatized nowadays. So I feel like that might also be like, because my wife's father, who's also around the same age as your mom, was the kind of the same way when my wife was like, I'm extremely depressed, and he was like,
mom,
get over it, you know.
It's more or less that because she's went through more shit than I have. Yeah, she doesn't understand how I could be feeling depressed. Yeah, I think she thinks that depression she doesn't correlates for somebody that has a bad life. Yeah, and she doesn't understand that because she's given me everything. Why am I feeling like this? Yeah. And that's what makes me feel like shit, because it makes me feel like, why am I feeling like this, you know?
Because, I get that. That's just, like, you know, just a basic misunderstanding of, like, mental problems, you know? You know. Mental problems don't always come with, like, causation. Yeah. Sometimes they're just there, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah. Basically. Yeah.
Basically, just kill yourself. It'll all be okay. Oh no, I'm joking. Don't take that out of context.
We don't deserve a channel anymore now.
Yeah, honestly, we're canceled already. Right. Before we even have a subscriber.
Yeah.
Well, we do have a subscriber, but still. Yeah. It's just us.
Basically me. Basically my other account.
I mean, we have like almost 100 views altogether on our 2 videos.
Yeah. Do we?
Almost 100. We have like 51 on one and then like 43 on the other.
Oh yeah, we do. I remember.
Yeah, we're small YouTubers.
That's okay. We gotta start off somewhere.
Like, people give a fuck what we're saying right now.
Right. I mean, we talked about this. We have no expectations or anything like that. Yeah. But fucking listen to it. No. Yeah. We don't have any expectations really. It's just, you know, having fun and seeing growth. That's where we're at.
Like, do you ever... With everything. I don't know. This is something that, like, my family did a lot when I was younger. But, like, do you ever, like, sit there and, like, you're talking to somebody and you're like, damn, why don't we have a reality TV show? We're so fucking funny. That's essentially what this is. Right. Basically. We just don't have the money to actually record ourselves, nor do we want to record ourselves. So it's like, a podcast is fine.
I don't understand how fucking crazy my life is and it's just me and my mother.
Yeah. My life's not crazy anymore. Like, ever since, like, I left my dad and stuff, like, my life's not really crazy anymore. It's just sad.
Now I'm depressed.
It's just sad, that's all. Yeah. I don't really go on, like, crazy adventures. So, like, I don't know. So I'm just gonna, like, talk about something real quick. I mean, I guess it's not that serious, but it's not funny. So, like, basically, I'm a hermit. So, it kind of sucks. I don't ever really go out or do anything unless I'm coming over to, like, Jamie's house to see Jamie. Or fucking getting wasted with my wife's friend. But, you know, it's just, like... Because, like, my mom was kind of, like, the same way. She was also basically a hermit. But she had a clinical depression. And for a long time, she wasn't being treated properly by her psychiatrist and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. And so it's just, like... It's, like, scary. I don't know if anybody listening can relate to this, but, like, the scary idea of, like, just becoming your parents. Yes. Especially when you don't have... My parents were always the example what not to be, not the examples of what to be. You know what I mean? So, especially when you have, like, you're coming from that situation and you see yourself being like your parents, it can be really, really hard. It kind of just makes the situation worse. Because I'm always depressed. I have a major anxiety problem. You know, I was supposed to be tested for bipolar when I was a child and never finished, like, the process to do it. But it's just, like, I know I have, like, these mental problems and I could fix them. But the thing is that I can't afford to fix them. And that just makes it worse. And then, like, I see myself becoming like my parents and then that just makes it worse. And so it's just a shit show. Yeah. That's what I meant to say.
I'm literally on the same boat with you. Yeah. I think that right now is the most depressed that I've ever been. Yeah. But for the first time ever, I'm not like... It's different. It's like, back then, it was like I was depressed and my anxiety was kicked in high gear. I'm depressed and my emotions are just fucking blah. Yeah. Like, I'm actually I'm not really anxious. I wouldn't even say that I have a lot of anxiety at this moment of my life. It's really more of depression. And you and I have talked about this, and I haven't been tested for it, so I don't really want to put any labels, but I have been having some sleep issues.
Yeah.
It happens when I'm alone most of the time, and
damn.
yeah, it's not great. It's basically some of the symptoms sound very close to exploding head syndrome, I think it's called.
Yeah.
And it's basically where you might hear like loud bangs when you're not 100% into REM sleep. So when I'm drifting to go to sleep, or when I'm just about to wake up, I can hear loud bangs, I can hear door openings, I hear doorbells, I hear my phone go off when really it's not, and sometimes I hear voices scream out my name for me to get up, or they say my name, or I've heard hey, I've heard get out, just at first it was just kind of weird, and then I thought, am I going crazy kind of thing? And then looking it up, realizing that this is a form of kind of like this sleep paralysis, because most of the time when this happens, I feel this jolt in my body, but I don't stand up right away.
Yeah.
It's really interesting, and it's really scary, and I'm trying to figure out what it is.
Yeah, it sounds like a fucking haunting.
Yeah. I mean, it could be.
Fuck, shit. Dude, if this house was haunted, that'd be way better content.
Yeah, it would be.
Fuck. We love haunted houses and stuff like that.
Right.
So, like, that's something cool to talk about. Let's talk about haunted shit for a minute.
Okay.
So, I'm going to talk about what I feel about ghosts. Now, keep in mind, I am very, like, atheist. But ghosts are real, okay?
Yeah.
Like, okay, I'm not going to say, like, ghosts are real, but, like, experiences that I've had in my life leads me to believe that ghosts are, like, legit a thing. What they are, I don't know. Are they scientifically testable? Maybe. So it's just, like, one of those things where it's, like, I'm an atheist. I'm not the kind of person that's going to believe in something without proof unless I have a reason to. Unless something has happened to me, which is my personal proof.
Right.
And, like, so, like, yeah, I'm really into ghost stuff. I've always been really into ghost stuff ever since I was pretty young, because ghost stuff happened to me when I was pretty young. Like I said, I did grow up religious, but, by the time I was, like, 8, I was like, this is bullshit.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I wasn't really in that headspace for very long. But, so, yeah, I really, really, really like ghosts. My, one house, when I was younger, we lived in this house, and this one time, in the middle of the night, my father woke up, and outside of his window was this white mask that kind of looked like a giant dog with, like, red eyes, was outside his fucking window, and, like, he, like, woke his wife up, and, like, it woke us up, and, like, we all looked out, and it was like, there's literally a fucking monster in our front yard. That house was hella haunted.
Yeah.
Like, there was also this room that was supposed to be mine and my sister's room. Like, the cats would not go in there, like, at all. And, like, the cats would, like, hiss and, like, run away from the door, and all that kind of shit.
They're
and it
really
was, like,
sensitive to energy.
Yeah. It was a really scary place to live. We didn't live there very long. My dad only had, like, visitation rights over us at the time, so, like, we weren't really going over there very often.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it was fucked.
Yeah.
What do you think about ghosts, Jamie? I mean, I know what you think, but let's tell them.
Right. I mean, it changes all the time. I definitely believe in energy. I think ghosts are energy. I don't think, I mean, I guess it is scientific, but it's a drop of energy. I feel like it's more spiritual. I am a spiritual person, actually. I'm not really religious. I would consider myself agnostic. I don't have a belief system, but that doesn't mean that I'm anti-belief either.
Yeah.
But I do believe in ghosts. I do believe when you pass that there are moments where you could be stuck in in, let's say, a dimension on the world.
Yeah.
And you can't make it to a certain point
Mm-hmm.
from passing.
Mm-hmm.
And stay here and your energy stays here. Your energy is strong. And I also believe that there are people that do pass on and they have their own energy that you can feel when you walk into a room or touch things or you're sentimental about things.
Yeah.
So I'm super fascinated about ghosts. I've always been really fascinated in like the ability to be psychic. You know, I'm pretty familiar with the clairvoyant community. I have somebody in my family actually is clairvoyant, and I don't really want to say their name because they feel uncomfortable about talking about it. And it's really cool, but at the same time, it's super scary. But I feel the same way. I'm super interested. I think Justin and I have this shared interest when it comes to ghosts that we
even though like
we have.
Jamie and I come from like very, very different ends of the spectrum. Jamie comes from more of like a spiritual side of it, and I come from way more of a scientific side of it. Like, I'm not the kind of person to be like, I know Jamie likes psychics, but I really don't like it when people use like the word like psychic or clairvoyant, because a lot of negative connotations are, you know, absorbed in those things. So I'm the kind of person that I'm like, I want testable evidence. Now I don't have any testable evidence for spirits per se, but it's like something where like I've experienced these things. I wasn't able to make it testable evidence at that time, but if those things happen, then somebody can.
Yeah.
And it's really frustrating because there's so many people out there that are creating this fake story, a fake narrative, by claiming they're psychic, by claiming they have a special box that ghosts can speak through and all that kind of stuff. And it's really, 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 really frustrating because I'm the type of person, like, I honestly believe that someday ghosts will be scientifically, like, proven. You know, I feel like it's possible for us to be like, hey, this is energy, this is where the energy goes, this is probably what ghosts are.
There are some that can detect energy. You know, we have some people that believe that, you know, energy that balls up can be some type of orb. And if you see an orb, that could be a possibility, or light, but you know, that goes into, you know, your own belief system of what you think and what you believe. And for me, I've had experience throughout my life too, and they've always been about the feeling that I have and the energy that I get. So honestly, anybody out there that's interested, I mean, I would tell them that you should just continue to be interested, continue to learn. Just be careful.
Yeah, be careful. Don't get sucked up by somebody that's
like
not
known.
Yeah.
And, you know, I've heard a lot of stories about really just evil entities, and, you know, we can say, oh, I don't believe in it. I'm not going to test that I don't believe in it, though.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, honestly, I don't really believe in, like, demonic presences. Like, I think that all spirits were once human, or an animal or something like that. And I personally don't believe there's like a truly evil person in this world, you know, because like people can do truly evil things and be terrible. Like, for instance, Hitler was a terrible, terrible, evil person, but at the same time, he loved children, he was kind to his wife, and all those other things. So, like, there's positive things about him, even though he did such terrible things. So that's the kind of, like, viewpoint I come from. Like, there's no such thing as a truly evil person. And when people describe demonic entities, they describe it as pure evil. And I don't believe that a person can be pure evil.
I understand the demonic thing, because demonic means that it's not human.
Yeah.
But I do believe that there are people out in the world who are not wired correctly, and it is a mental illness. But there are also some people that truly, I feel, that are evil. I feel like there are people that would be happy if a lot of people were more hurt than more saved. And having that type of person pass and then being brought in, let's say, as their energy is a ghost, that's where you start having this whole experience of, it's demonic. It's like, no, this person is not there. And that's my opinion. There's a psychic, and actually a lady, her name is Kim Russo. She's from Long Island, but she's not the Long Island medium. That's a different type of lady. But Kim Russo is a badass chick. And she's the type of person who really will tell you like it is. And she had a case where she was dealing with a celebrity where this guy ended up basically raping his stepdaughter and then killing her. And then he passed away and was basically torturing her. And it was just kind of like, that's an evil man to me.
Yeah.
When you mess with children, that's evil. No matter how you look at it. You know, so it's a difference if you're messing with grown-ass people. It's wrong, but children are like, that's pure innocence. And if you can't see a child as pure innocence, then you must be pure evil. So that's my take on it. So I agree about the demonic thing. I think that calling somebody demonic means that you're not calling them human, and they are human. They're
also
beings.
like, just like demons are synonymous with like hell, and hell is synonymous with the devil, and the devil is synonymous with God. And I do not subscribe to the God of the Bible at all,
right?
Nor the God of any other book out there. If there is a God and he makes himself known, I'm not an idiot. I'm not gonna be like, oh well, he still doesn't exist. But like, even if like the God of the Bible was like, hey, I'm here, I'm known, I'm like, you're still a shitbag. Right. Fuck you, man. You condone rape, slavery, murder. Like, fuck this. No, we're good.
Honestly, and I've told a lot of people that were religious this, and some of them take it with a grain of salt, and some of them don't take it at all. And basically, is as long as you're doing all the things that you know that you should be doing right, you're following the rules, and you're following a good morale or morality that you have in yourself, you're not doing anything wrong. Don't rape. Don't kill. Don't steal. Don't lie. Try to be honest. Try to be an honest woman and man out of yourself. And if for the people out there that are religious feel that, well, if you don't accept Jesus Christ as your Savior, if you don't believe in God, then when the rapture comes, you're not coming home. It's kind of like, well, then my kind of God wouldn't do that to me.
Right. You know something I don't understand about like religious people, and this is like an argument that I know a lot of religious people use, is that like, if you don't get your morals from God, where do you get your morals from? And it just dumbfounds me. I'm like, if God didn't tell you not to rape little children, would you rape little children?
Right.
No.
Right.
Like, it's not a God thing. We're tribal animals. We live in tribes. We try to do what's best for the tribe, not ourselves.
Right.
We're
taught in what we know. So when someone says something like that, it's like, my fucking parents? Like, I'm like, what do you mean?
Yeah, it's just like, it's instinctual to do good for your tribe, because that's how we evolved. We evolved to be that way, because in the end, this is what's going to help. If you scratch someone else's back and then they scratch yours, that's beneficial. But if you scratch someone else's back and they don't scratch your back too, you're never going to scratch that person's back again. So let's put this in more like layman's terms. If you kill an animal and share it with a tribe member, and they kill an animal and don't share it with you, you're never going to share food with them again, so they're going to die. And then that kind of selfish behavior is going to die off. The people that do good for the pack are going to succeed the people that don't. And that's just genetic, biological wiring in our brains. And I'm like, religious people, seriously, you're telling me that you would do all these terrible things if God wasn't there to tell you not to do them? Yep. Like, how stupid are you?
Well, that's all we have for today. Basically, think about how stupid you are. I'm just kidding.
Yes, please do. No, I'm just joking.
No. If you're religious, of course, you know, I respect all people. And
definitely.
If you have a religion that maybe I don't understand or that I don't see, that's okay. I mean, You
Yeah,
know?
I'm not the kind of person that's going to go up to somebody and be like,
right, and shit on their religion.
you're retarded for being religious. I'm just going to
insinuate that you're
No,
retarded.
I'm just going to I'll critique your religion. I'm not going to critique you because I think that's wrong. But I will critique your religion. So I'm not here to make like an enemy with anybody, but yeah. I don't like religion. That's really just what it is. I just really don't like religion.
Yeah.
Anyway, subscribe to our channel. Leave in the comments down below whether or not you hate God. No, I'm just joking.
Oh my god.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, but seriously, leave a comment down below if you enjoyed it. Any questions, any topics you want us to talk about. Go ahead and give us a like, please. Be friends with us.
Right. We need
communicate. Them. Yeah, I mean, we're so small right now. If you want, jump in the comments, you're going to get a reply. So, bye. Have a good day. Subscribe. See you later.
Yeah, I'm going to go take a fucking nap.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.